Okay, so we talked about executive and how that's having two qualified legs. Talked about Ruby and how Ruby is literally having two qualified legs, which basically is just a distributor who has 400 group volume plus having an executive. And then now we are on to Emerald, which is having those two same qualified legs, having those two distributors who are at that 400 group volume, and now having two rubies under you. So let me screen share again so you could see what I'm looking at. So, all right, so here is, do you guys see a bunch of charts right now, or do you just see one?
One.
I wonder if last time I was only sharing one and I was going back and forth.
Yeah.
Was I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Well, I was looking at two, so there you have it. Dang it, you can't see two at once. Oh man, my last Zoom is going to be so confusing. Alrighty then. Let me see something really quick. Hold on. Sorry, I want to see if I could share two of them at once. Screen share, sorry. Let me see. Oh, no. Bummer. Wow, that was really confusing. All right, I'll just share a blank one right now. Wow. I'm going to have to redo those. Okay, so this is the blank emerald chart, obviously. Like I said, you're here. Oh, gosh. I was looking, literally, I was bouncing back and forth the whole time about charts. All right, so you're here. You have all of your little people under you. So for your executive, you just have, like, your executive is just these two people. And then your Ruby is obviously your two people, and then these three. And then now you went, boom, this is a huge jump. Ruby to Emerald is probably one of the biggest jumps because you're going from having just these 5 people on your team to having like 12. Actually, it's 14, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 34. Yeah, good gracious. So it's a really big jump, but if you look at it, it's literally just having these two rubies. And then if you're looking at a diamond chart, it's legitimately having this little guy and a ruby outside of it. So the diamond is literally just filled with 1, 2, 3 rubies, and then these two people, and then one extra one here. So if you're looking at this emerald chart, your whole goal is to help 2 people get to this ruby. So of course, it's literally just having as many people as you can possibly sign, filling those steps to success. Like I said, let's say you filled your 3 people. So you filled this person and this person and this person. And then you filled, this was last month. And then this month, you're filling 3 more people. So you fill this person here and then this executive and this executive. So then now you can look at this ruby and you can, I'll leave it like that. So yeah, so let's say you're looking at this blank ruby. You fill in these 3 on your very top line, and then you're talking to this person. Let's just say her name is Susan, and you go, hey, Susan, your whole goal is to fill your steps to success. So let's say, like I said, you're still signing people. So let's say you sign someone and put it as this executive. So then Susan is like, all right, cool. She wants to sign 3 people. So she signs 1 distributor here, 2 distributors here, and puts the 3rd one here. And then you could tell the executive, hey, your whole goal is to fill your steps to success. So she signs a distributor here and a distributor here or whatever. So it's literally just teaching people how to do their steps, which will fill in your chart for you. So if I pull up this other little guy, I'm really bummed about the fact that my last thing didn't share multiple charts or multiple screens. Okay, so if you're looking at this emerald chart here, you could see how it's all mutually beneficial. So you sign your sister, your friend, your neighbor, and your coworker. So you have done this, you've done your due diligence, you're getting your steps out of the way. And then your sister signs up. I mean, in this chart, your sister is like awesome. Your sister signs one person, two person, three people. So she signs up her friend, her other friend, and her hairstylist. And then let's say that her friend who's the executive signs up her mom and her aunt. So this is how the business is meant to work. The charts are meant to be filled collectively. I know that this is not always reality. Like the reality would be you sign your friend here and then your friend does nothing. So then you sign another friend here and then you sign it, so I get that definitely a lot of this business is you filling in your own charts. And don't use that as discouragement because, like I said, every time you're signing a distributor, you're giving yourself a $100 bonus for getting their first 2 customers. So that's not a big deal at all. The more you sign, the more money you will make because when you have personally enrolled distributors promote versus if you are this emerald and I'm your enroller and I sign up this person, I enroll this person, and this person myself, and they promote, I'm going to end up getting more of a bonus because they're my personally enrolled. So taking the company has really structured it to where it rewards those of you who are filling in your own charts. It's rewarding people who are doing their steps, which is awesome. And then it literally breaks down up here. It's like your coworker decides to join you. Okay, cool. Here's your coworker. Your sister's hairstylist joins your sister. There's your hairstylist. Your sister's friend's mom and aunt decides to join her. So here's your sister's friend. Boom, her mom and her aunt. Your friends, this is your friend, her sister, and then her friend, and then her neighbor are all under here. So it's literally just like I said, it's not just who you sign and who you know, it's who they sign and who they know. So, I mean, when we talk about turning over a deck of cards, you're turning over, you're looking for your aces. So the reality is like, let's say you signed this person and you signed this person. Neither one of them really does much. It's like, okay, like this is a joker. This is a 2 of clubs. Then your friend signs and she's like, yes, I'm going for it. Like, I need this. I want that bonus. And she immediately fills her steps. Sister, friend, neighbor, boom. In her first month, then cool, you signed an ace. So you flipped over your cards and you signed your ace. And it only takes 5 legs to get you to ambassador. So that's what you just need to focus on. It's like getting to ambassador is just having 5 people who stick with you. And like, let's say it's someone who's buried. Like, let's say your friend ends up quitting, but your friend's sister's personal trainer down here is like a rock star. She is going to end up being that diamond or that double diamond that gets you to ambassador. But right now for your emerald chart, she's just that 400 group volume. And as you can remember, that group volume is the collective volume of every single person under her. Her ADBV auto ship, her loyal customers, her personal orders, anything she, like, let's say her auto ship runs on May 15th. And then corporate is like, oh my gosh, buy one, get one wraps from the 20th through the 21st or whatever. And then she's like, I want to buy one, get one. So then she places a personal order for BOGO outside of her auto ship. That's going to count towards that 400 group volume. She ends up signing her 4 loyal customers. That's going to count towards that 400 group volume. And then your friend's sister's personal trainer right here, this little last guy, they start signing distributors. And then all of the distributors under them are going to count towards that group volume. All of their 80 auto ships, all of their loyal customers, their distributors is going to count towards that 400. So that's really the purpose of doing your steps and teaching it how to be duplicatable, is by saying, hey, the goal here is fill your steps to success, because you want to be able to show your team how to do that. Because your friend, you don't want to be in charge of filling 400, all that group volume. It's just not possible for one person to have to fill in thousands of products or whatever, thousands of volume in as like an individual. So that's why it's, it's not necessarily like huge leadership burden. You have our team, you have everything focused together, you have the BYOB. I'm going to be continuously doing those DT and LC power hours, stuff like that. It's basically just leading by example. We talk about leading from the front and showing these 4 people on your top line, showing them, hey, this is how I got my 4 loyal customers. This is how I signed my distributors. These are conversations I've had. These are YouTube videos I watched, really just kind of like coming alongside them, showing them your journey, and then helping them, giving them goals and guidelines, saying, hey sister's friend, your goal is to get that 400 group volume. You want to be in that 400 club. You want to set the tone for the rest of your distributors. The way you're going to do that is by setting up your 80 BV auto ship, and then you want to get your 4 loyal customers right away so you could get those wrap rewards. And you could be qualified to get your $5,000-$10,000 diamond bonus and the double, triple, blah, 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 so it's just kind of like creating that. It's really a non-negotiable. And that's how I would just word it. As you're looking at your emerald chart and you're thinking, I don't know how to get all this volume, it's by helping people kind of do it themselves. And let's say it's going to be very normal. Like you end up signing these 4 people and they just don't really do a lot. Or this whole leg is good. They are filled in, but they need volume. That's when you need to create a little chat, get your sister and all of these 5 people on a group chat on Facebook and say, hey, let's really push to like each, set the example for our teams and like get 4 loyal customers by the end of May. Or let's each try to get to 400 club, and for every single one of you, if you guys get the 400 club in the next 2 weeks, I will send you each a goodie bag or whatever it is. And like start doing those little incentives by little Ruby groups and basically be like, hey, sister of mine, you are a Ruby leader. Congratulations, you're boxed in. In order for you to get this promotion, you need to make sure that your team is getting to their 400 group volume, helping them get their customers, helping them, get their distributors, and so on and so forth. So like I said, your sister's stylist may not do anything at all, but let's say she ends up signing a distributor who signs a distributor who signs a distributor who's awesome down here. All of their volume is going to count towards this 400. So don't just like look at your chart and be like, oh, it's filled, I'm done. Like when you're promoting to something, you want to have that chart filled by the middle, at least the 3rd week of the month. So if you're wanting to promote to Emerald this month, you absolutely need to have your chart filled by like the 20th, and then spend those last like 10 days focusing on getting this volume and doing those parties, doing those power hours, setting up that those incentives. Like for every person who signs up as a loyal customer, I will send you free greens or whatever. Or I'll add like each of the loyal customers, I'll like put in a raffle and raffle off like a wrap and a product or just something, and start being creative and owning your chart and understanding that it's just getting that 400 volume and helping each other do it. So what I would do is I would break it down by promotion, and I would talk to your friend and say, hey, you really, really want to get this Ruby bonus, this Ruby promotion. You really want to, set the example. And the thing is your team is going to be really inspired and really like see that energy when they start seeing their leaders promoting, and say, you want to get this Ruby because that means that like you're going to be set up to get the diamond bonus or whatever it is by June, or whatnot. So just kind of like talking with your friend and saying, how are you going to do this? And break it down by Ruby and say, you just need to get your executive, and then have your friend talk to this, or create a chat that's just, like I said, just the Rubies, and then talk to your friend, talk to your executive. And I would have them on like kind of a little leadership thing and talk with your Ruby and your executive, anyone who's promoting. Like if you're going for diamond, I would have your emerald, I would have this person, I'd have your emerald, your 2 rubies, and your 2 executives on like a little leadership chat. And I would be like, guys, this is the month, like we're promoting, like what do we need? How can we get that 400 volume? How can we fill our boxes? And let people see how it's mutually beneficial, you know, and like as your friend is setting up and filling her executive, say, okay, cool. Once you fill your executive, you're halfway to filling your ruby. You just need to sign one more person and then teach one of them to fill their steps, you know? So just kind of creating that urgency, breaking it down by ruby leaders, that's always, always, always helped me, and kind of creating these little mini families of like, you're a ruby leader, you're an executive leader, like giving them ownership and excitement towards gaining their promotions and owning their promotions, so that it helps you kind of focus on your overall. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have questions? I don't know if any of you have your volume on. Sorry, Caitlin. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, do you guys have questions about this emerald chart? Karen, I don't know if you have volume on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. No, I don't think I have any questions. I just wanted to make sure you could hear me.
That was just really funny. Okay, so yeah, so that's all I would say is like, I think layered leadership, like once you get past Ruby, that's when you really need to start incorporating that layered leadership by showing each of these people like, you're a leader, you're a leader, you're a leader, you're a leader. Separate them and start communicating with them in little groups and being like, you know, when are you going Ruby? And that's what like my leader always did for me. She's like, are you going diamond this month? And I was like, I guess so. And she was like, okay, cool. Like, what do you need for that? You know? And like, I had to really figure it out, but I did that in the beginning of each month. So if it's something where you're like, all right, cool, I'm going Ruby this month, then it's like, all right, what do you need for that? You know? And like, how many people, like, let's say you only have, you know, this box filled and then she filled her own. And you're like, oh, I have 3 empty boxes and a bunch of volume needed. Then you're like, okay, cool, I know how to go Ruby. I need to sign a minimum of 3 distributors, fill these boxes, and then I need to make sure that each of my distributors gets their 4 customers this month. And then that's what you focus on by immediately saying, let's do a party for you. Let's like make that list of, you know, your 20 closest friends and family, and then go through the products, put sticky notes on the products of the people, or like I would write it down on a piece of paper or type it out, and I would go through and next to each of those 20 people, write down 3 to 4 products and then message them. I just started this business. I'm so passionate about it. I'm so excited. These products are literally changing people's lives. I want you to try this one. It's going to be amazing for XYZ. Can I count you in for the loyalty program so that after your first 3 months of getting my wholesale cost, you'll start getting free product credit, whatever. And just like own it, have confidence, have complete confidence in the products and in yourself. Understand that you're being a consultant for them. You're not like, hey, like, can you do me a favor? Like that, like, no, like you're literally offering them something that's awesome that you know works. And then you're basically just saying, I don't want you to go to Whole Foods and buy their vitamins anymore. I don't want you to go to CVS or, you know, the mall and get your or order Proactive anymore. I want you to try this one. It's better for you. It's more affordable and it'll help me like build my business kind of thing. Plus you'll end up getting, you know, free product credit, and just kind of like being upfront, being really focused on that. And then helping people realize that their goals are signing up, like I said, their customers, filling in their volume, and basically creating these little Ruby leader groups so that you're establishing that layered leadership. You're showing people, you're showing your Rubies, you're showing your executives, like, we're all in this together. I trust you guys. I have faith in you guys. How can I help you guys? You're coming alongside of them. And then they're going to start taking ownership, because as much as you're taking ownership of your emerald, your Ruby needs to take ownership of her Ruby, and your executive needs to take ownership of her executive. Every single person here is building a business. You're not like, you hold their hand as much as possible, but like you're not their boss. Like you're not responsible for their promotion. You're responsible for your own. And that's where you just got to level with them and be like, you guys are awesome. We all know what to do. We just need to fill the steps. Like, how fast are we going to do it? How can we create momentum? Stuff like that. So, like I said, I don't know if that little chart helps or if it's easier for you guys to just look at, if it's easier for you to just look at this one. I don't know if it's showing.
It's
Just
the emerald.
blank ruby or blank emerald now. But like I said, just fill as many as possible. If every single month, if you already have this one filled and this one filled and this one filled and this one filled or whatever, you have your 3 top line filled from your ruby, and then you have like these 2 people filled, then you're like, cool, I need to fill in these 3 and then this one, and then teach them how to fill their own, and just kind of like leading by example, leading from the front, and consistently, always, every single day, posting about products, every single day, communicating with your team. And it doesn't have to be every day, all day. It just has to be every day, like at least once, talking to your Ruby. How's it going? How are you doing? And she's not a Ruby yet, but she's in a Ruby spot. And that's where you need to say, hey, here's your Ruby chart, and you need to know your charts so that you can help other people know theirs. And that's where you say, Susan, you are in my Ruby spot. Like, you're my Ruby leader spot. Like, I'm so excited to help you get here. This is an average of $600 a month. Like, let's do it this month. It's completely possible. We just need to get you to sign 3 people and help those 3 people sign like 2 each or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And break it up into things that are smaller. Like, you just need to fill in your steps, and then you need to teach all of those people how to fill in their own. And if you just focused on signing 3 distributors every month, if you are like, whatever, it doesn't matter who you are on this chart. If you're this person and you're like, I just want to sign 3 distributors every month, you're like, boom, boom, boom. You sign these 3 and you teach each of those 3 how to sign 2. Then all of a sudden these 2 people are going to sign 2. This person is going to sign 2. This person, and like that's going to start building. Then all of a sudden your emerald is building under here while you're promoting for emerald. Your emerald is building under here. And all of the distributors, all of the auto shipments, all of the personal orders are going to contribute to that 400 group volume. So while you're filling the chart of your diamond by just simply doing the steps to success and talking to each of your distributors and showing them how to do it, you are also building your diamond chart. So that volume is going to start filling in itself. And that's how I went from being a brand new distributor, I was paid as distributor after obviously like my first paycheck was January 15th because I joined the very end of December. And I was paid as distributor because I'd been in the business for like 10 days. But then my next check was, I think February, I was paid as executive. And then by March, I was paid as, I don't even remember what it was. I wrote it all down. I don't know. I skipped Ruby, and then I was paid as Emerald like super quickly. So it's just because I literally was consistently, I saw the vision and was like, oh, I just need to fill my steps to success. And then once I realized every time I sign a distributor, I get $100. I was like, oh shoot, like I could start paying my rent. And I was like, if I signed 9 distributors every single month, I could literally pay my rent strictly and utilities strictly off of these weekly bonuses. And then my actual income, my monthly paycheck was just going into savings. And that's how I was able to buy my house, was because I was just focused on filling my charts and then talking with my people and saying, hey, I want you guys to start realizing this is really, really basic. Just fill steps to success, sign those 3 distributors every month, and then teach those 3 how to sign their own, and your chart will just start booming. So just don't overcomplicate it, and don't diminish the power of the steps to success, because it doesn't need to be, you don't have to sign 10 people a month to be a leader or to get a promotion. Like, yeah, of course, if you can sign all 10 and fill your emerald, then great. But you'll have to really, really, really be making sure that they get those loyal customers themselves, and, continue to do that. But the purpose of this business is to sign 3, sign 5, sign however many, a moderate amount, and then train them to sign their own. And that's how you will have that balance, you'll have that structure, and you'll have people to run alongside of you in this business. So that's what'll make it fun. And then you'll start feeling successful because you'll start seeing your friends gain their promotions, which is like the best part. So let me end this really quickly. The recording will be up, and then I'll pull up the diamond in 1 minute. Bye-bye.